We're moving right along to our topic about gay softball, and this national gay softball league that has a rule where there's a certain amount of straight people allowed on each team, and 3 bisexual players on a San Francisco-based team are suing the gay league for discrimination because they were disqualified from, I'm believing, the series or whatever they called it, and they were disqualified because of the fact that their team had over the amount of straight players or something of that nature.
That you had it with your teeth, like try to open your mouth a little more.
I probably invite James, even though he'll probably be bored.
I mean, not to be a smart ass, but I mean, guys are already going to jail because they're gay, so they can be in jail with the other guys. So
the pressure, and because we're so young that a lot of people aren't even reminded their own. Erykah Badu was talking about that group thing on Monique last night.
To the hotel room and they got my dick hard.
No, we don't. That had nothing to do with the topic at hand.
I'm sorry. Oh, homophobe. Oh, I thought you were saying the hoe.
Of all the people, or all the different porn stars and everything you can find, why would it have to be an ex? Why?
But I was like, why are you here? You know, you up to no good.
Is it the reason why you had open relations because you know that you're a whore and they're a whore? So why not be a whore together?
So what is it that you think about this? Savion, I know you go ahead, just go.
Here we are, we got all these gay Americans fighting for marriage equality. And we got something so stupid that you was, first of all, what is the purpose of gay softball? Are you trying to be equal to regular softball? Or is it just like you just want to run around from base to base and be able to try? I mean, I don't understand. For me, if you say gay softball or if you say lady softball, I'm assuming I'm going to watch the same softball game. I just already know in my mind that those dudes are gay. But by you sitting up there saying that you don't want to have straight people on it, you're saying that, okay, if you were put in regular softball game, that you would be basically, you'd be unequal to them. You'd be inferior, exactly. You'd be inferior to them. You are not going to throw the ball just as hard as a straight person. And that's the type of stigma you want to have, that your gay ass can't throw a fucking football. I'm sorry, softball. I'm sorry, softball. I don't know that. I'm getting a little bit upset about this because it's like, oh, you already had the entire nation and half the world thinking that you're inferior because you are gay, and then you gonna sit there and give them a whole paper saying, you know what, we don't want to have straight players on there because they're not gay enough for us to play with. No, that's stupid. That's stupid as hell. Grandma not happy.
I think it's very much biased, and I think that it's wrong because as much as gay people have been shut out from most mainstream activities, I think that we as a people ought to want to, you know, open up and embrace other cultures and other sexual orientations and things like that. And a game so juvenile as softball, like why is softball so serious that you can't have straight people in there? Like, it should be, we should be trying to get to a place where everyone can play games together and, you know, do things together instead of making it separate and not equal.
Okay, and I'm gonna say Terrence the man. I'm gonna say first that the 3 players in question, the ones that are suing the league, are say that they're bisexual, not necessarily straight. Go ahead, Terrence.
Well, if you look on the spectrum, L, G, B, and T, the B is still there clearly, and because they like to sleep with males and females, I don't see why they should be discriminated against. Like, if I expect him to take third base away from the opposite team, and he's pretty good at taking third base away from the opposite team, and he's good at doing his job, then I still want him on my team. It's like what we said about sports and homosexuality a few weeks ago. I'd rather have somebody who is gay, straight, that can play on my team than somebody who is gay and can't play. And besides, they have gay basketball leagues, they have gay football leagues. The only reason that these leagues are around, Saviana, is because these leagues are around because they feel that the heterosexual leagues are discriminatory, so they want to have a league of their own that they can build upon and that they can compete against and that they can actually sit down the straight folk.
Matt first, then Matt to Savion.
I feel like in order for, I guess, for it to be called a gay league, the majority needs to be gay. 3 people off of one team is not going to kill the majority on a softball team. So I think in that light, it makes it a little bit unfair. Because like I said, I feel like if it's majority gay, then 3 people aren't going to affect that. But I also can see if there is like written rules that these people are aware of. If they have their own set rules, and the rules are the rules, and they agree to them. I don't know, but like Snook said, if gays are fighting for, like our discussion we just had last week about professional sports, they want to be able to come out and be who they are in those sports. Then when these people come to sports that we sanction, whatever, then don't turn them away. It's kind of defeating the purpose.
Mind you, this you said that it's because they felt discriminatory. You said them discriminatory, not inferior. Like, that means that basically they want to be able to play softball and not be discriminated against. If you have a straight person who feels comfortable enough playing softball with you, or even a bisexual person, because there's a lot of bisexual people who are not comfortable being around gays because we feel like we're too gay for them. Mm-hmm. So either way, I mean, the fact that you have somebody who's able to extend that type of comfortability, why would you be discriminatory to them because of that fact? And I don't know if anybody ever seen that episode of Ugly Betty where they had that black guy on there where he was a fashion designer, but he was faking to be gay because he knew wasn't nobody gonna look at him if they was a straight guy doing fashion. I mean, that's just it's kind of stupid. I mean it's stupid to me because that's like the dumbest thing to discriminate against somebody for, especially if you obviously you want people to come watch. Like if let's say they had a gay basketball league. If they were showing that pretty much because they're gay, they can still play basketball. If you had a couple of straight people on there, it does not change, the quality of you throwing the ball. I mean, it should be like an equality type of thing, not a separation type of thing. Okay.
My question is, what's the tryout? I mean, are y'all in a room and everybody's fucking each other? Like, what is the qualification of which you are to play the game? Because to say that, oh, you're bisexual, you can't play on a team, what is your determination to which is the level of gay? Like, how do you judge that? Where does the meter stand? Because in my book, if you have sex of any type with someone of the same sex, you're gay, or you engage in homosexual activity. So that's enough to say, hey, you're much like us. So how can you tell someone you can't play a sport, because you're different? And it's something that honestly has nothing to do with the field altogether.
I was just saying that it said that they're not gay enough.
You're right.
And that to me it's kind of stupid to say, because in anything, I'm not going to gay myself up just to fit in a little bit more. You know what I mean? It just seems silly to me. I mean, because like you said, is there a meter? Like, plug me in and see how gay I am. You know what I mean?
Flame meter. Are you a candle, birthday cake, or the Great Baltimore Fire?
Right. All right, Savion.
I was going back to they said that.
If that's the case, I'm not going to want to play with.
They said the organization says it's always considered bisexuals to meet the definition of gay for roster purposes, but the minutes also noted that one official involved in the decision to disqualify D2 commented that this is not a bisexual World Series, this is a gay World Series. I mean, how ignorant is that? That's the most ignorant statement in the world. This is a gay World Series. Now, granted, it's still a World Series. It's still a softball World Series, but it's gay means basically it's defined that you're yourself as gay, but not. How can you define how much gayness you have in bisexuality? Like, you're bisexual, but you're 60% gay, but 40% straight. So therefore, if you're 60% straight but 40% gay, you can't. How do you determine
Does
that?
me being a bottom make me gay?
Right.
Go ahead, Terrence.
Bisexuals in the community are automatically discriminated against because bisexuality, according to the quote-unquote norm, is more accepted than homosexuality in its purest form. I mean, when I was taking U.S. history, the teacher asked us the question about gay marriage and what he thought and what was our opinion about gay marriage. And a lot of the dudes in the class said, ew, 2 dudes getting on is nasty. But as far as if a girl gets down and she still likes guys, then I'd like to watch that and join in. And it just brought to my attention that bisexuals are basically the minority in the LGBT community, next to the transgender community.
So, okay, Joe.
I disagree with that.
I mean,
Okay.
to piggyback on that, I mean, bisexuals are looked at to be the weakest, quote-unquote, species of the gay community because they're like there's a lot of stigmatism with them because people, if you're bisexual, you're just, you're on the train to gay them. Like, you're just using that as a leeway because you don't want to fully commit. You really are going to be, no one actually, a lot of people don't believe in the term bisexual. They just think it's a cop-out for a lot of people. And so they're looked at as the, the weakest group, So, I don't know, there's always going to be a challenge when it comes to that gray area, when it comes to sexuality.
Now, granted, we also know that society, does not see being gay as being pure. And also, society also feels that because you're gay, it makes you any less of a man. So by you singling out or being discriminatory towards a bisexual person or even a straight person on a gay basketball league, you're only proving the point that, we're not men. Us being gay makes us less of a man. Us being gay, it's our manhood is infected with some type of poison, and we cannot hold our own in a straight man's world. So therefore, we have to have a gay league. That's just, and you're promoting that. You're promoting that stereotype. You're promoting that stigma. So when you make decisions like that, that should be something that you should really think about.
If I were someone that's into sports, and this is such like a gay league, I would want to play for a competitive league where the level of competition is good, rather than play with a bunch of sissies that are just out there tossing the ball around.
The rest of, I think that's pretty much the reason why they don't want them in the game. I don't think it has anything to do with really physical strength, because you can be the gayest person in the world and still be like, if Shaq was gay, that wouldn't change how strong he is.
Oh, I got you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got that point.
That way we can recruit them on our team.
And and have stereotypes already ever present, and then still gonna promote other stereotypes.
Who are ready and willing to coexist and get along, and then you got 2 or 3 people and a handful of 10 that are just like, no way, and nobody's ready to move on.